Yes, yes. Truman, dub play sessions. Rise and shine. Yo, BVG, let's go. Surrounded by voices, blinded by choices, living in a state of hypnosis. I'm trying to stay focused, feeling hopeless, surrounded by minds that's broken, barely floating, visions of heaven. I'm devoted, spark the potent, set the wheels in motion. Peace be my motive, but take no shit from no prick. I'm trying to get my fate lit, stay away from fakeness, penning greatness, building foundations like masons. Connect with my brothers, UK, Canada, Jamaica, Truman, BVG, killing it with Teacher D. 6 in the morning, I'm feeling free. Thank God I got no one to please but myself and me. Rolled up lemon trees in the park, half light, half dark, life in the balance. Past times were tragic, life is what you make it, so I had to change it. Now it's back to basics, stand up to your fears and face it. Find God, embrace it, it's deep within the soul. Once I was told ignorance is bliss. Do me a favor and stop gassing like Nazis up in NASA. Sacred divine, geometric patterns unveil the beauty under the satin. Too many follow like fashion. Follow your heart, follow your path. Many days were spent in the dark until that light got sparked. Yo, check 1, 2. Yo, rise and shine. Raise up your vibes. Quit stressing. Life is a blessing. Truman, BVG. This is the dub play sessions. I said rise and shine. Raise up your vibes. Quit stressing, life is a blessing. Truman, BVG. This is the dub play sessions. I said rise and shine. Raise up your vibes. Quit stressing, life is a blessing. Truman, BVG. This is the dub play sessions. Yes, yes. UK, Canada, Jamaica. Yeah, yeah, one of the haters. One of the fakers. Rise and shine, dub play vibes. BDG on the front, enough respect. Teacher D. Motivation Academy.
Greetings, family. Greetings, family. I'm here. Yeah, yeah. Fire upon Babylon. Like the brother Thomas in this.
This is your Truman Productions. And we killing it. One love.
Give me 2 minutes and I'm here. We'll take care of my dog.
Pick up yourself, you know. I just saw the thing said. Kick it down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know that this is Teacher D. Yeah. Motivation Academy. Yeah. Yes, sir, we are going to tell them. Yo, get your message and learn and learn. Babylon I get further, get further. Get your message and learn and learn. Babylon I get further, get further. Yeah, no, not them Gaia, yeah, them legal liar. Can never stop the fire. Yannick, you're not retire.
Woman show, I go higher. Boom! I'm here. Okay. I hope you're ready. Because I am. I just woke up. No, a while ago. But I just woke up not long ago. And I'm top shape. Top shape today. I hope you're feeling great. Hope you're feeling great. Energized. Yeah, for sure. That's what we gotta be. Energized. What did I mark today in my thing? So much to get in touch with. Not just, first of all, if I just take life, it's huge. Just life. Then the rest. Love. you know, compassion, even that has to have to get in touch with. It's not, there's stuff I'm talking to you here about that I've never had in mind, never had in mind. So this is the greatness within me that I have to get in touch with. You know, there's so much. Life is so big and so rich. In emotion we can have, in experience we can have, so much experience. Like, it's crazy how big it is. How big it is. It's not crazy, but it's good. But you know what I mean. I see it big. I see it as not as something inattainable that you cannot. It's the part. It's the part that you come here on this earth. You're here like everyone, but you might not have this activated. You know, this is the part that it is our responsibility to activate our conscience. No one will do it. The society will not activate your conscience for you. This is the world is designed like that. It's designed to have to not have conscience. Like, that's what's happening with most people in the world, is we're lacking conscience. We're not there where we can take. And if you lack consciousness, you lack thinking. And if you lack thinking, you lack creating your own reality also, because it goes through your thinking. That's what I've realized. So just the thoughts, the elevated thoughts, that's something for sure that I'm looking forward to. Like, there's stuff here that I want to bring to life. And that's big. It's big, but it's an everyday thing. First of all, you grow into this, into the process here. It's not only about, it's not so much chasing, it's more catching your dream. That's another thing. We tend to chase things a lot when we can catch it. It's right here, right now. But all this, you know, it's not stuff that even the now, I have to get in touch with just that. Because if I can get in touch with the now very profoundly, very alive in the now, I can create anything. I can create a lot of connection, a lot of music, I can create a lot if I'm in the now. Me, I'm doing my thing. My thing, what I'm doing is my thing. Doesn't mean you're going to do the exact same. But, you know, it's important to have goals and to get in touch with our goals, with our greatness, and who we really are. It's also getting in touch with who we really are. It's not just to default in a lifetime. You know, it's a great experience to get in touch with who you are. Really deeply, profoundly, not just on surface, because what we get in touch with who we are, we have a sense of who we are, but on surface, have you ever dig within? You know, this is where you find all the gold. I explained you that the other day. You want to find gold, you want to have a heart of gold, you better start to freaking dig. If I don't activate my mind, I live like a caveman. But cavemen, I think cavemen had more conscience than human today. That's what's happening with our world, is the lack of consciousness. And consciousness is thinking. We don't think. Someone else is thinking for you, for us. But I don't like to really separate myself from the rest of the herd. I want to be an immaculate member of the herd. But I'm not separating myself from the herd for sure. I'm staying with my brothers and sisters that need a little bit of inspiration like me. And then we'll find each other. We will find each other, stick together. It might not be forever, but at least for the time that you need this inspiration, this spark, this fire, it's there. Like me, it's an everyday thing. It's not something I plan on to do. No, it's every day I wake up, I give thanks for life. That's the first thing. And then I have great energy, great vibe to start doing something great during the day also. Don't miss today the Truman Show, 12 p.m. Noon, Montreal, with DVG, Lily, and Rob. Jen won't be there. I just seen a message she sent me, and she won't be able to make it. So we're going to be 4. That's great. Great panel. Well, I got a reason. You know, we have the ability to reason, get in touch with reasoning also, which reasoning is part of thinking. It makes it sound crazy that we don't think, but that's reality. Sometimes I tell myself, I'm like, this is a bit crazy. We don't think. Like, we all have a head, we all have a brain, but it's the thought process. It's the software inside. We all have the hardware, but it's the software inside. We must format that disk inside that hard drive. Yes, cavemen get bigger brain. Yeah, that says it is easier for them people to survive. Yeah, brain goes smaller. Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. Don't erase your message. That's right. What you said. That's very right. Very, very right, man. Don't erase that. That's very right. No, it's that's what's happening. It seems like I told you we're shrinking. So maybe the brain is shrinking too. Who knows? I don't know about that really. It's not something I verified myself, but it's very possible. Like, I think we have so much to offer in a lifetime. So much to. This is a one-time deal here, and if you don't start at one point, I mean, nothing's gonna ever happen. So it's just to put something in motion. Get in touch with your most magnificent dream. It's okay. Not gonna happen from one, but at least just working on it's gonna make you feel better with life, with others, with the purpose. That you're here. You're gonna get in touch with your purpose at one point. Like what? Your purpose to watch TV, go to hockey game. Do all kinds of, go to the Formula One. That's another thing, the big racing car. Go sit in the stand and that's the thing. It's been that year in Montreal. I think it was. I heard about it. I don't watch the news and I think I don't really know when those events take place, but I know it's there. I know it's full of distraction, and it's like a. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, Godfrey, man. Me, I think this is the thing. It's to get in touch with the massive vibe here, massive vibe, and then not only the subtle vibration, because there's vibe also. It's not because the world doesn't vibe and it's dead in vibe, but it's vibing low. It is vibing low. The people vibe because you pick up their vibe. They either pick up positive vibe or negative vibe. So they vibe. It's not because we don't vibe, but we don't have that sense of aliveness enough to create something magnificent for ourselves. But this is what we got to do. That's your responsibility. I don't know what you have to do, but I know you have a responsibility. That I know for sure. Because you're being like me here on earth with a great mind, can activate your conscience. So for that sake, you have responsibility. That's one thing I know for sure. So it's about you to take them, right? I think it's all about each and every one of us to take responsibility for our own life and create something magnificent that can keep you alive and inspire others. Hello? You want to stay alive here? Alive, look. Alive, not just existing. I'm talking about aliveness. That's potent. That's very big. Very, very big. Sometimes we take words, and words have power, for sure. Words can be meaningless, but words can have power. For sure. Nice turtle, eh? Yeah, words have power, for sure. I make sure I use words that empower me, especially when I talk to myself. That's how you're going to create that inner emotional strength also. It's very important to be strong here. You don't want to be weak like... what's weak here? In nature, is there anything weak? That's what I wonder. Like, there's nothing really weak in nature. Maybe even us, we're not weak in nature. This is the thing. Our body's designed to be an environment that is very harsh. It's just because now, 2000 something in their Babylonian calendar, we have made this very comfortable. The vibe is very comfortable. So say, like, there's no danger around you. I can get out my house. There's absolutely no danger. Other maybe the crazy people on the road. But other than that, they're not all crazy, some of them. Some people have a head. Not everyone is without their conscience. Some have it activated. Like me, I had some kind of conscience, but just not enough. Just not enough to like I was. When I look back in my memory, and I look the way I was before, with all the fear state and all that stuff, most of it unconsciously, because I never really give a shit, honestly, about. But I did care about what people, not the other people in the world, but more like my wife and my children. That's who you care, what they're gonna think about you before you start doing your thing. Start coming out true, like you are. Like here, I can be fake, yeah, but that's not me. I prefer stay real and be humble and discover life day after day and get in touch with more vibe and more people like you, great people like you, than live a lonely life. I don't want to live a lonely life anymore. As I said to my son, je suis responsable de toi. Then I thought I should be responsible. Yeah, but that's it. That's what's happening. You know, adults of this world today can't even take responsibility for themselves. And they expect often their children to take responsibility for their life. You know, this is the thing. If you don't, like, it's very hard to me. I go by example. I do things. Yeah, my children hear my voice, but they also see what I do. So this have a big impact. So it's more about what we are than what we have and stuff. It's all about who you are, and that can inspire your children big time. Okay, it might not propose them to higher heights right away, but at least they have an idea of that there is something. There will be inquiry, spirit question. You know, you want your children to have those inquiry with life. You don't want them to be living dead robot zombies. Like that's what we do with children, and they become so disconnected, especially with the technology today. It's crazy, crazy. But that's their choice. Me, I keep on moving forward, and if people want to be distracted, it's a choice also. We don't do much conscious choice, because conscious choice to me comes with thinking. Consciousness is thinking. That's how I see it. Might not be the same explanation for everyone. Some people gotta make it look like consciousness is something outside of yourself, like it's something mystic. And consciousness is thinking. Are you freaking thinking for yourself? Simple question. Are you thinking for yourself? Are you conscious? The moment you become conscious, you start to think for yourself, you're gonna start creating. It's inevitable. Inevitable. What the heck do you think you're going to think if you think for yourself? That's you naturally being present with life. Hello? So something magnificent should come out of there. Trust yourself. Very important too. I think the foods, funds, substances we put in our body have a lot to do with our thoughts and action. Yeah, I think so. But again, I've said bonjour, Suzanne. Toujours un plaisir de vous voir, Godefroy, Suzanne, dans le chat. Vous êtes pas mal tout seul ces temps-ci. You're pretty much... it's okay. Some people prefer to stay on the side. That's fine. As long as there are 2 or 3 or 4 of you keeping that chat alive, it's great. It gives me idea too at one point. I feed on your comment for sure. Like you said here, I think food and all that stuff come and affect our vibration. Maybe the pollution in the sky, the pollution in the air, the GMO food, all that MSG in food. You know, MSG is everywhere. MSG is very, very bad. Monosodium glutamate. If you see that on stuff, do not eat it. I try to avoid it all the time. This is something I look. If I see MSG, if you see something on a pack, first of all, there should not be ingredients. You know, the ingredients should be what you eat. An apple doesn't have a list of ingredients. So, you know, you come to realize that at one point, that what the heck am I eating? Why is there so many ingredients to make one food? Like sometimes the list of ingredients is so long, and they throw freaking chemicals in there. And the other day I was in this grocery market of hell, and I checked at the back of the box. Just I think it was couscous or something like that, and I see sulfate d'aluminium. I'm like, what the heck is this? Why put aluminium in there? Like it's crazy. For sure. Like there's probably aluminum in the air, but I don't really focus on this honestly. I tend to keep a good diet. I don't freak out. I don't eat MSG and stuff like that. But I'm conscious of it too. I didn't know that stuff before. I was just grabbing stuff in the store and putting it in my basket like an unconscious zombie, which was that's what most people do. That's why they gave you a cage also. When you go to the grocery store, they gave you a cage. So you put your food in a cage. You put everything in a cage, yourself in a cage. All this is programming. And you enter the market of hell with your cage. It's crazy, crazy. Subliminal, subconscious programming. It's when you start opening your eyes, you're gonna see all this. You're gonna see all these signs, all these symbols. And then and if you have the ability, because you have activated your conscience and you think for yourself, you're going to see this world very different. Very different. The day I started my journey here, I didn't discover how bad this world was. It's not about that. It's how powerful you are, how powerful I was. And I told you that in my first very video. Yeah, my body goes funny. For sure, your body must be going funny, man. For sure. MSG, for sure. That's all scrap. Me, I try to. It's a bit everywhere, but you have possibility to eat, to not consume it. In restaurants, they pack this with MSG. Who knows what they do? When you go to a restaurant, you don't think they don't sprinkle a bit of MSG on top just to enhance the flavor? That's why I avoid restaurant. By default, we think food companies are... I know, I was like that too. I was thinking like that before. I was thinking that, mega corporation and stuff were there to really take care of us. And they couldn't harm us. Like, that's the default state, the program state. You think people want your good. You think the government wants you to freaking rise and shine? Huh? That's come on. So for sure, the big corporations are there to make profit. They don't care if we get sick. It makes the system, everything, the whole shit stem is fantasy, and we're feeding that shit stem each and every day with nonsense like this, with consuming bad food, consuming junk food, and being sick, and then going to the hospital. Then they sell us pills. The whole thing goes. It's like a merry-go-round. It's like a merry-go-round. You have to step out the merry-go-round if you want to see life for what it really is. And again, you're probably going to see the tree the same. It's the same tree in front of my house there, and then in front of the neighbor. I talk a lot about that neighbor. He's going to be like, if he watches my video one day, he's going to be like, hey, I'm a lot on his mind. No, but he's in front. But the trees hasn't changed. But it changed with the season. But I mean, it's the same tree. It's just because it's your perspective. First of all, my perspective on the tree is much more than just a tree now. So that thing has changed, because then I see the divine sacred mission accomplished by that tree, and all the phenomena of nature associated with the tree. Come on, giving fruit and all that. So yeah, so for sure, by default we don't think for ourselves. So we're gonna have our mind filled with all kinds of garbage, and until we take that garbage bag and put it to the street and get rid of it, it will continue, fill it with garbage. That's why I'm telling you, most people shine on the outside. They have nice jewel, nice clothes, but in the inside, they're real freaking evil. Like, it's the evil vibe on the inside. It's like the divine, the pure vibe on the outside. Like they dress well, they shave well, cut their hair. They're very shiny on the outside, look pretty on the outside. but evil on the inside. That's the case of most people. It's sad, but it's true. I don't care. You don't agree with me. I see it. And what do really matters? What matters really is what's on the inside. So that's where I'm working on. I don't care on the outside how I look and how I really don't care today. Like I take pride in myself. Like I take pride. I mean, I have standards. I should say I have standards and I stick by those standards. But at least I have standards and values and principles today. I'm not going like this in Babylon with no principles, no values, and I enforce those values each and every day. It's not because they're fully activated, but I know where to walk, I know where to go, and I know those values will become stronger with time just by repeating the same freaking thing each and every morning and getting in touch more with the great vibe inside of me, the greatness within. That's what I'm telling you. So much to get in touch with. Even some apples are covered with an outer coating of wax derived from petroleum. Yeah, looks so sharp. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Look at this. Oh my. You're so right. You're so right. I was somewhat thinking about that, but not really directly with the apple. But we do the same thing with the fruits on the trees. Exactly. We make sure that they're really shiny. Like you go in stores, all the fruits are shiny on the outside, but on the inside, it's full of pesticide. You know, it's very shiny outside, but it's full of chemicals inside. But we don't see that because we're the same. We're very shiny on the outside, but in the inside, it's freaking trash. It's garbage. It's evil. It's hate, jealousy, envy. Name it all. Name it all. We experience it all. But on the outside, we go in the world and we have to stand out and to me, I see that so much, and that's what makes me it's on all other fruits and veggies. It's everywhere. The whole world is fake. So we make fake fruit, fake veggies, fake and we coat them with wax so they look very shiny. But look at this world. Everything is on the outside. This world will not bring you to an inquiry on the inside. For sure, that you have to decide yourself. One day, boom, that's enough. And you start working that muscle up there. You're not here to have an atrophy and shrink and pass your whole life in distraction. That's not you. That's for sure. That's something I know about you. I don't know much about you, but I know something. I know something. Because I know something about myself. So, great, Suzanne, JG Coach. I will take my imperfect fruit, grown with no pesticide, not polished to look. Hey, that's it. Bonjour, Capi, la belle Capi. Tellement belle énergie, elle. Tellement bonne énergie, Capi. Là. All of you, you have great energy. You're wonderful, beautiful. I love you all, for sure. I only have love in my heart anyway. So, I try to keep only love. It's hard in the world, but I have no hate for sure. Hate is not. I don't want to hate, but I dislike sometimes. I dislike, but yeah, try to keep fruits, and that's why also you are a tree. You are the tree of life. You should produce fruit. If you take responsibility for your life, you will produce your own fruit. But make sure that the inside is not full of pesticide and poison and stuff, because the fruit you will produce will have that same poison. So clear the poison. I told you, you keep chasing that freaking Babylon snake, the poison will keep running into you and you will freaking die. You'll die inside. That's what's happened. We die inside. We die inside while we live because we trash it with so much negativity, the food, the thoughts, all this trash the inside. And then we feel incapable to even lift our thoughts a little bit, like not even thinking for ourselves. It's crazy, but that's what it is. And you have probably had the same experience as I had. One day you woke up and you started to elevate your thoughts, and just by elevating your thoughts, you see life completely different. First of all, you have energy. You're inspired. You're up and in. You're not depressed. You're not anxious. You're not stressed out. Let go of all this nonsense. The problem is in your mind only. Think about it. Think about it. All the shit that happened to me in my life, A lot of shit happened to me in my life. I went through a lot. It's all gone. I mean, it was only here. Like the problem wasn't. It's not something I can visualize really in real time. It's all gone. It's only in our mind. So I don't stress out no more with the little worries of life, because sometimes we stress with the little stuff because we can't master the little stuff. We stress with it. Don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small stuff. It's all freaking small stuff. Sometimes we blow it and stay humble. Small stuff it's all small stuff. That's the humbleness, That's what we need more. And if you want to go far, you better remain humble. You better remain humble. Me, that's my number one priority probably is remaining humble, connected with myself. Because this, I can create a lot of connection. I can talk to anybody. I can come on YouTube live and direct, say whatever I have to say, because I come from the heart. And you're going to pick up that vibe if your heart is aligned like me. Like you have some kind of vibe inside and you're not a living dead. So it's very easy to create connection in this world. Very easy once you reconnect with yourself. You reconnect with who you are. Oh, it's so easy. It's hard at the beginning to get in touch with all this. Oh, no. Yeah. Scared people usually have been through many more experiences. Live differently than the masses. Yeah. I like those kind of people too. Imperfect but beautiful. Yeah, I love everyone. I don't have we're all on different journeys. We're all on the same journey in the same boat. But not everyone would take respect. Come on, the world would not be the way it is if we would take responsibility for our life. So I don't stress with what other people do with their life. It's too big. It's too big. Life is too big. I have too much to get in touch with to start worrying what other people do with their life. I'm done with this. Even like sometimes I go in the street and I talk about this, about those people. I'm done with this. I have to stop this nonsense, this focus on others. I got to focus on elevating my thoughts. Boom. That's it. And if I focus, bonjour Mario. Bonjour Mario, bonjour Suzanne, j'ai dit bonjour tantôt. Qu'est-ce que tu dis Mario? Greetings. All keywords there. Don't sweat the small stuff, man. It's all small stuff. That's what I've realized. I was nervous to come on YouTube live and direct before. And I was like, oh, I'm going to freaking melt. It's all small stuff. Look, this is not it for me, first of all. You know it. It's something I do to exercise, to stay alive, Aliveness, aliveness, very, very important. Aliveness, consciousness, oneness, togetherness. These are stuff that that I energize. I try to energize more and more. And that's what you have inside you. You have energy. Why do I feel so inspired and stuff? It's because I have energy. The energy is there and it's alive. It's something alive within you. The main cultures makes no sense. Questioning is the way, and sometime let it be. Yeah, there's things you just can never change. Sometimes you just have to let it be. Question things. I'm not telling you the answers. I'm not going to give you no answers here. You have the answers within you. I'm telling you, question things. I question everything. But today I know it's all fantasy. So what am I going to do? Like the questioning is more on the inside. You question external, then you're going to question the internal also. So the external for me today, like I'm not here to change the world. I know it. I'm here to change me and possibly rescue a few souls in the process, like elevating a few thoughts within you, and then you take responsibility and like it's something we do each other on our we're all in the same boat. But we're all very unique, and we all have a very unique vibrational signature. And if you don't leave it here, don't leave your signature only on paper. Like I said often, that what we do, we sign our nature away on paper, but never in nature, in the world. Don't sweat the small stuff. By Richard Carson. Oh, I'll check that out. Yeah, me too. But I read a lot of books. I read books about personal mastery. I'm a lot into this because that's what my goal is really, because once you reach that personal mastery, you can do a lot with your life. You can become a real, you can see the unseen. When I told you, let's see the unseen, very important. Or the spiritual part of yourself. Me, I like to say seeing the unseen, because once you start, that's it, activating that muscle up there, you're going to start seeing stuff you've never seen before. And you're going to see, not that you're going to see them physically, but you see them either in your imagination or your memory, or you see it, you can see it come to life. That's important to collect that vibe. Là. Yeah, it's all small stuff. Huh? You know that, Leslie. La belle Leslie Beckwith. Queen Leslie. Yeah. Yeah, each time you send love in response of 8, you diffuse the 8. Man, anyway, 8 is not so much a word I want to keep in my vocabulary, honestly. I want to focus on empowering stuff, and 8 is not really a good vibe. We know it, but we still keep it in our heart. That's the thing. So I'm telling you, we shine a lot on the outside, but for some people, it's, that's it. It's their priority. Me, it's not. My priority is shine from the inside, honestly. It's, yeah. If you step back far enough, it's easy to see humanity as one, but that's for sure. Not as one because we're all the same, because I don't see myself the same as you. We're different. We have different state of mind, different solution to our problems. We all have the same thing happening to us. Life is life, but we take different perspective on problems or stuff like that because we have different thinking. So yes, we're all in the same body, in the same container, but not the same. But we all have a body, and the organs inside are pretty much the same for everyone. It is the same. So, but some miss organ, that's what I'm thinking of. You can be born with a kidney less or something, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, dust off your book. For sure. But reading is very good. Reading is very good also to improve on your vocabulary. Me, I read not only if I read for, when I do something, it's not just for one specific purpose. I want to do things that are for more than one purpose. Like reading, it's good for my vocabulary. I write also. All this is very good. And I improve also with my English. Same reason why I come and talk to you here in English. It's because I want to improve on my English. I'm not, some say I might sound bilingual, but to me, I still have to improve because sometimes I look for my words and for this, I need to read more. I read in English. I speak English when I come here. And my wife is English, but she's not mine, but Kim is English. I don't like to say mine. I don't want to own anything. Different perspective, yeah. We all have different karma to work through. That we choose not create more bad, negative. Yeah, that's it. That's it. But it's the conscience thing also. Before, I didn't know that I was creating, like, I don't know, we pretend not to know. We pretend not to know, maybe, because I knew animals were being killed and tortured and slaughtered for me to eat. Just an example. Yeah, that's just an example. Some of you might still eat blood and stuff, but I decided to let go of this because, again, it's the vibration. It's the vibration of what we eat. I need something vibrant with color, with not something dead gray. And if it's red, it's because, yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, quotes and short to the point for sure. Quotes are always good, and that's what I write often is quote because it's essential for, and also I want to memorize them. I want to memorize a lot of stuff. So yeah, reading is very, very good. To go back to my reading thing, so much easier to play dead. Oh, it's easier for sure. It's easier to play dead in front of the TV. Go get yourself lobotomized. Get the program given to you. It's easy. It's easy. It's a default state. You don't have to do nothing. You don't even have to think in this world. You can come in this world, default state. You will be operated like a freaking robot all your life without never thinking for yourself. It's possible. You can have that kind of life. Is it the kind of life you think is very empowering, is very vibrant, is very alive, is very present? No. So what kind of vibe you want to experience while you're here? Ask yourself the question. Do you want to keep experiencing default state and never thinking for yourself? Or you want to experience a massive, massive vibe with life? Like this is a one-time deal. I'll never come. I'm going to do the best I can until the day I die here. I'm telling you, I'm going to get in touch with the magnificent power within and all that stuff. And no. I'm walking. It's a long path. It's yeah. Many choose, most choose the default state, but it's not really a choice. It's not even a choice, because a choice has, when you have choice, I don't think it's really a choice, because there's no conscience. There's no conscience. There's no head. Like, it's harsh to say, but that's what it is. People don't think. We don't think for ourselves. There's no conscience activated. So it's really, do you take the choice to default? I've never really chose to default. I thought the default state is the way I was seeing life before. Like before, I wasn't even thinking about having a dream, working on something. Now I'm working on, like, you see, it's the, but default state, is it a choice? Like I was thinking life was like that, and that's all. Like I wasn't thinking for myself. So I didn't have an inquiry saying, oh, what can I do with my life to feel more alive? I never had that question. Never. What can I do with my life to make sure I stay alive and inspire my brothers and sisters? Never. So it's the questions are absent. The questions are totally absent, and we're like a robot taking a default state and making this life that default state. And you don't think that there's something else. I never thought that there was something else outside the default state. So it's profound. Come on, everybody would at one point see clear. And come on, this is where the illusion and the curtain is. And if you don't open the curtain, you'll never see clearly. So clarity is power also. Come on. Sometimes, it's much easier to play dead, for sure. Yeah, one day I had to think there was something else, for sure. One day I came, but I had time to think, and someone came to whip me. Someone came to whip me to greatness, and that was Les Brown. And Les Brown really affected my mental psyche, the way I was seeing myself. It really affected the way I was seeing myself, and that's what I want to do with you also here, is affect the way you see yourself. So you see yourself greater than great. And then, boom, you take life by the collar and you're going to win. Life wants you to win. You think we produce losers here? Is there any three losers here? They might die at one point, but their primary goal is to constantly grow. Does a tree stop growing? No. So why should we? Comfort zone. I don't think it's very comfortable to suffer. Honestly, I've realized that today. I always called it also the comfort zone. But I think the comfort zone is the opposite. Is more when we're comfortable with life, comfortable with yourself. I was not I was suffering. I was creating more suffering within myself. So really, I think it's today I look at it. Yes, you're in the comfort of your default state, but it's very uncomfortable. You're suffering. You have scarcity. You live in scarcity. That's not comfortable. Scarcity is not comfortable. Worrying about your bills, about your stuff to pay all the time. That's not comfortable. Comfortable. I see it like, it's like a plane. When a plane takes off, it's not going to be an easy, comfortable ride until you reach a certain altitude. Once you reach that altitude, it will be very calm. You undo your seat belt, you're comfortable. This is what we have to do. Now we're in the plane. We're taking altitude. It might shake at one point. You're going to hit turbulence, but at one point, you're going to be comfortable. And this is that stage. It's flying high to become comfortable. But where I was not very comfortable, honestly, I was creating suffering and I was in scarcity and never so. I think it's a bit the opposite, but it's just my opinion today. It's something I've felt for a while, that I was more uncomfortable than comfortable, but it's maybe becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable that makes you comfortable at one point. I don't know, but I think it's more than yeah. But that's just my opinion. Or inside the box. That's it. Inside the box. You think there's a box, but you don't just think there's a box. You live in a box. You live in a box. You work in a box. You travel in a box. You speak on a box. You do everything on a box. In a box, within that pattern of a box. So break the box open. Realize there's no... And look outside. And you're going to realize you're not in a box. If you're inside the box and suddenly you're sitting in the box, a big box. Imagine a big Gaylord. You're inside a big Gaylord and the top is inside. You can see even the size of the box on the outside. So open the cover and you're going to see that there is no box on the outside. The box was only to contain you. And me, today I realized I opened the cover. You remove the cover and you start to breathe. There's no box. But the default state will bring us constantly to default and unconsciously. Like I said, that's why I prefer have compassion for people that do not see what I see and see life the way I see it, than try to lecture them and shake them to the core so they can freaking wake up. Like, I think you involve a bit too much energy at one point. I choose where I involve my energy. Waking up to your full potential, starting to work, waking up and seeing your full potential, because you have to see it. Like I said, it's seeing the unseen. Full potential. Do I see it today? Can I bring you my full potential on the plate? No, but I can imagine it. I can see it. And that's seeing the unseen. And that I know I can bring it to life, my full potential, just like you can also. So, it's a lot bringing the unseen to the seen part, to the part where we're going to see it, we're going to feel it, and that's possible. It's just not... Greatness is more than a word. Love is more than a word. It's an action. So we forget these things a bit, and then we take on the default state. We be conditioned to believe that we live comfortably, and not to take risk or changes. No, that's it. That's what I think. Yeah. I know what you meant. I didn't want to say, but I know what you meant. It's really, we're conditioned. We're conditioned to think that this is life, and not that this is not life. It is the trees. It is the grass. It is, the stuff I see today hasn't changed form outside in the world, but it has changed form in my head. That's the thing. It's what you see from the inside has changed. I don't see the blade of grass the same. The birdies, the little daisies, wild daisies growing, like everything is freaking magic. But I never seen that magic because I was very, very comfortably numb. Maybe in all the nonsense, you become comfortably numb in the nonsense, and then you're like, you need someone to think for you, because if they don't think for you, you probably won't do nothing with your life. So at least the government is thinking for you, making you work, having a job, whatever. It's good to work. You have to pay your stuff, but it's good also to actualize yourself. I'm not saying you're all going to become a motivational speaker on stage across the earth. Like, this is pretty much my dream, but the dream I have. The dream I have is to travel one day in the world and inspire many people to reach their full potential. To reach their full potential, like, what am I here? And if you wake up, it's kind of a lot easier to make it happen. It is difficult to wake up. Yeah, much easier to stay in a fake box, stay in comfort. or condition suffering. But once you step out, the work is worth it. Oh yeah, your life will change. You know that, Cappy. It's a much like just working on something, on actualizing yourself, on being more present with life. Just that is a different feeling. You know, erasing the stress, the depression, all the freaking nonsense that a lot of people experience. You're 10 watching live. I don't think I'm very wrong by saying that at least 8 out of 10 people watching suffer from anxiety. And me included, the anxiety. I have that too. So, we all experience those feelings that we have to get rid of. Anxiety, depression, all this is not good stuff. So replace it by better, empowering, like give yourself tools. I say often the tool and lever you can pull to stay positive and erase all those nonsense, the feelings, and yeah. Yes, anxiety. I know. We all suffer. I think I wouldn't be so wrong by saying 10 on 10. I think we all experience some form of anxiety. It's the world, it's the outside world also but it's an induced thing. You induce it like the world, the tree doesn't make me feel anxious. It's me that feel anxious. It's me that induce that stress but I know it comes with the load of we have to carry in this world. The load of nonsense and the sense and yeah. But Leslie, you know yourself and your soul, and when you need to coast, then coast, recharge, get ready. That's it. Get ready for the. Once you leave the box, the curtains are raised, and you see the unseen. Yeah, that's it. That's what I focus on a lot. I'm telling you, it's that power. That power, we have to see the unseen, and once you see that, you're gonna create magnificent results with your life. I'm telling you. You're gonna go places you've never been. You're gonna say stuff you've never said because you come from the heart. Suddenly, and it's a much better high vibration than. Come on! Once you start seeing the unseen, it's not just you don't see life just with your eyes. Like you see it with your eyes, but you see the deeper meaning in things. You see the deeper meaning of you, each and every one of you here. I see your deeper meaning. Like everything to me today is almost an encounter. Like each and every moment. Like I can be gone tomorrow. I don't know what's gonna happen. Life is so unpredictable. How many people get sick and all the poison we have around and the stuff. Like I wanted to be up and in with life each and every day. And even if I get sick, like I have pain all freaking day, but I feed on the pain. I try to stay positive with the pain. What's the point of being negative? What's the point of being negative? And that's only going to take me out. There's no way I'm getting out of life. No way I'm getting out of life. I want to. And also, I think it's a responsibility. It's just a matter of responsibility of state of mind, because just your state of mind will bring you to do a lot. If you feel stressed, depressed, anxious, all that stuff can't do much. Like your thoughts are not focused on the elevation and stuff. So yeah. And sense of purpose is not something that you find. It's something that you are. Truth is not something that you look for. It's something that you live. You heard that? Very true. Sense of purpose is it's gonna find you. You're not gonna find your purpose. It's gonna find you by you. Like I tell you all the time, you don't know what to do. Just practice something. Practice going volunteer like Godfrey does. Just practice stuff. One day it will come and meet you, your destiny, and that's a bit your purpose or your destiny, or yeah. It's something that you are. So it's already within you, your purpose, all this. Like you have, it's just to listen to yourself. We don't listen to ourselves enough. We're blind and deaf to ourselves. Because first of all, we look in the mirror and sometimes we're fat and we don't want to see it. So we're really blind to it, blind to our size, blind to, hey, come on. And we don't want to see ourselves so much that we even put makeup. That's for girls, sometimes boys. but we don't want to see our real face, so we always constantly put mask and layer of mask and ego, and then terrible. Remove all this. I'm telling you, it's a much better vibe, and it's you, how you feel with yourself also, that's gonna impact the result of your life. Like, you want to produce result, you want to be productive, you want to be proactive, you don't want to be on pause. Like, it's a 24/7 thing, especially with the thoughts. This is what is your most productive work will be done there. Will be done with your thoughts, with you, what you're thinking of, because that creates your reality. So if you keep thinking negative, you'll experience negativity. Think more positive, more uplifting thoughts, elevate your thoughts. Just elevating our thoughts. That's only sometimes what we need. Life is uncertain, but anything is possible. Yeah. Anything's possible. Impossible is just a big word with small meaning. And if you look in the word, it says, I'm possible. I'm possible. But no, we just look at the... Sorry, I have to blow my... Yeah, another thing that really strikes me sometimes is how much we are afraid of the light as adults. No, I see people that they go out, as soon as they go out, they put sunglasses. To me, it's afraid of the light. It's unconscious. Okay, some put sunglasses because they have problem with their eyes, not the same. I'm talking about the little everyday Joe Blow that get outside with their sunglasses. Why are we afraid of the light? Why are we afraid of the light? Children afraid of the dark. I can understand that Gavin doesn't like to sleep in the dark because he thinks something's going to come out his cupboard or his garderobe. Like, often, I can understand children that are afraid of the dark, for sure. But adults afraid of the light? Hello. Or don't want to see the light, or don't want to open their eyes. That's very shocking, and that's why I'm here, because that's what I notice in this world. There's so much light, so much beauty, so much love. But what we do is we harvest and nurture the hate and the envy and jealousy and all the evil vibes inside. That's what it is. Same here with the sinuses, freaking allergies. We have to speak differently with the youngs. Like, it's like a computer puzzle. Yeah. Life is like a computer, for sure. But you are a bio computer also. That's why you've been programmed. That's why we've been programmed. That's why when you, here in Quebec, you have the Ministère de l'Éducation. They give a program. It's a program. Everywhere you go, you're going to see that program on TV. It's a program. You are being programmed. And some don't even see it. They love the programming. They love it. They have fell in love with the programming. Fell in love. I think we should rise in love with our own presence. Rise in love with our own presence and let go of distraction, and then stop energizing the distraction. This is what keeps us away a lot from who we are, for sure. We can reboot our... anytime, man. Anytime I can press the power button here on the laptop, and it will reboot, and it will be fresh after. All the stuff that it was thinking before, it's going to be erased. But that's what you got to do. And then you wake up each and every day and you start taking action. And me, I think love is action. And that's it. Each and every day I take action to be more. And I'm starting to find what I do wrong and what I do right to be more inspired. So that, it's a work that also I've been into distraction and all that stuff for many, many years, 40-something years, totally distracted, never really actualizing myself in this world. So I have to condition it doesn't happen like that. The conditioning, your conditioning to madness did not happen in one day. It's by repeating social conditioning, your environment, your parents, all this came to program you, the TV, the newspaper, the people talking, all the noise that enter your ears is there to program you and what you see and everything. So yeah, so it didn't happen in one day, the programming, but it happened. For sure, I know that. And I know it can be erased, I know, but that's going to take time also. You know, I don't know if it's going to take 40 years for me to erase that programming totally. I think there will always be a little part of that programming within me, but as long as it doesn't take control of my life, it's fine. Like I have to have control over my thoughts, over my action, over my behavior, over my relationship, over you know, there's stuff you can control. There's stuff I just cannot control, and I know it today. But I know what I can control is the outcome of my life, the responsibility I have with life, the vibe I emit. That I have big control on that. The smile I put on my face, the way I see like there's so much to get in. That's also the part we have to get in touch with. He's grateful for all great thinkers, teachers, writers, artists who I have discovered to help me. That's it. That's it. We're there to help each other. We're there. There's many people that there's 2 or 3 really in my life that can say that really like whip me to start a journey to greatness. And I think probably Bob Marley is one of them. Probably I don't know if it's on top. I think it's Les Brown, really, that you're going to have someone, you're going to have a mentor. You're going to find a mentor, and you're going to probably go very intensively on it, then start to fly a bit, and one day, you know, I always go back to Les Brown. I like watching him on Facebook Live and stuff. I like to hear him. I like to hear his voice. I like to, yeah, it's not comforting, but it's energizing because it's really a guy that I can consider as a mentor, as a role model for me, for sure. I don't know him personally, but what he does, the actions he takes with his life, and the people he inspired to greatness, just that for me is magnificent. So yeah, it's someone I relate to often. You're going to find your people also, either writers, singers. There's so much people doing so much great stuff. Whipped us to greatness. Yeah. You have to. You have to whip yourself. That's what you got to do. Like, yeah. To greatness. And then, because if you don't condition yourself, life will condition you to accept, to fall. You know, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So it's very, very simple. It's either you stand for something, and that something is within you, you know, or you fall for anything in this world, the default state, the fantasy. You'll make all this a big la la land of a fairy tale, and you'll be in love with the fairy tale and the fairy tale stories you're gonna hear each and every day in Babylon, and all this will be energized by your thoughts and will make you more living dead each and every day. So you got a choice. You have a choice here. It's not because they come and induce that stuff within you. You decide to stay dead. You decide to stay in default state, pretty much. Because you can decide from one day to another. It's either by a tragedy or a conscious choice that you can change your life. You don't need to have a tragedy like me happening to you. You can decide from one day to another to start elevating your thoughts. If you hear me, you never had tragedy, and you're like in some kind of a comfort zone, and you hear what I say, man, consider it at least. Just consider it. Just consider elevating your thoughts. You're going to see a difference, I promise you. If not, come back to me and tell me. I would like to know about your experience. Yeah, we have to speak differently. Yeah, for sure. But speak differently, I don't have such a different speech with my 11-year-old Gavin than with because I think we're all in baby state anyway. We're all in a baby state. So do I talk differently to an adult than I talk to my 11-year-old? Gavin is more alive than some people I meet in life. So no, I don't talk very differently. Like when I come here, I watch what I say, because you never know who's watching. My children can be watching. Other young children can be watching. So for sure, the vibe has to be very, very positive. because children might be watching. And this is who is, who they fool with all their nonsense. It's the children of this world. We must inspire them for sure. But I go by action. I go by action, talking, and blah, blah. I take action. And that's how I think. I'm inspired by people who take action. Action is love. So we need more love. So more action. Either you stand up or the system will make you understand you. That's it. That's it. It's either you overstand the system or they will make you understand. That's it. I like books on esoterics and theology. Yeah, for sure. There's so much to they're all toxin, including loud noise, like a lawnmower. We talked about this before. So much noise in this world, so noisy. So noisy, and it gets so annoying sometimes. Oh, yeah, the noise, terrible. The lawnmower and the... Oh, no, everything is there too. But don't let that... We don't let that affect us. We can see it at least. So, beautiful people, I'm letting you go. I'll be back at 12 with my bro, my sister Lily, and my bro DVG and Rob. We'll be live and direct on the Truman Show. Great reasoning and perspective. But before that, I'm going to go walk my dog. It's a beautiful sunny day outside, but every day are sunny for me. It's just at one point I decided to move the clouds out of my life and see the light through the clouds, and I still see it. Even if it rains, snow, sunny, I see the sun all the time. I see the light all the time. It's shining through the cloud. Sometimes it's just in our own life also. We have maybe a mind that it's too cloudy. Remove the clouds a bit. Install a better weather pattern in your brain, and you will start probably seeing more of the light. It's maybe too cloudy in there if you don't see the light. And it's the light of your consciousness we're talking about. It's the light of love, the light of light of life and everything. Yeah. That's gonna be great with my brothers and my sister Lily. She has great stuff to talk to us about. So stay up and in, and I'll see you later on the Truman Show. That's it. Janik, aka Truman, your host again. For sure. I'll be back here tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow, same time, 7. Boom! Live and direct. Go bigger or go home. Live your big story. Don't forget. Boom!